Hello, it's May 7th, 2017. I'm Tony Smario, and this is Think or Swim. And let's talk about the Illuminati for a minute, because I've been studying a lot, and I tell you, the Illuminati is whatever the real truth about the Illuminati is. We know some of the origins and some of the legends of its origins being discovered by the Bavarian police because of an accident to a courier, and the Illuminati being kicked out of Bavaria, all this sort of intrigue. The Illuminati and the people surrounding its organization were certainly instrumental in the French Revolution, American Revolution, the whole banking systems, all of that is certainly tied together. Whatever this Illuminati is, it is representative of the people at the apex of the pyramid. However, the Illuminati that's sold to the world at large, I believe, must be considered in the light of what Albert Pike writes in Morals and Dogma about the general masses being given their symbols in order that they should be deceived by them, because their secrets being protected, and we discuss all that at my father's channel, BroSal.org on YouTube. But there's secrets being protected in their view that aren't for the masses. In fact, the masses are dangerous and will kill them for those secrets, for publishing the truth about who they really are, what they really know, where things are really going. So the symbols have always been there to deceive. Order out of chaos is what the over-guiding principle is, that the order comes out of chaos that they control. They bring about the chaos, and out of that chaos can come a more facilitated, fabricated, and therefore controlled order. And so if we think about the Illuminati as simply this arm of the instrument, a tool that is at once a unit, or can be thought of as something cohesive, but we're not talking about people that meet in a room with a pyramid on the wall. That's what's shown to the public in order to deceive. And so I want to specifically point to what I think is the most prominent of the deceptions that is connected with Illuminati and all this modern BS that they use, the rock stars and all of these truthers, these YouTube truthers that get you behind the Satanism and demonism and Illuminati and in the world of music and the world of movies, because of course we're fascinated and tantalized by these subjects. And where do they always lead with it, except to demonstrate that their vision for the future of humanity is in transhumanism and artificial intelligence. And that's what all of this combination of gender right now, this transgender, is all to get people used to their vision, their satanic vision, as it's promoted, of transhumanism, artificial intelligence. And so we get to see a lot of stuff about how robots are going to take over and how much they're going to hook our brain up to robots. And it's funny because these are the same truthers, the same internet content providers that will show you how NASA's all a fake, all this big money NASA, all this big money politics that makes you think you're electing your president, that makes you think you got representatives in Congress, that makes you think that the FDA is actually looking out for your health and not part of the system that's killing you and robbing you, right? All of our great, as in our financial district, our financial institutions, how all of our wonderful institutions like AIG, our insurance industry and our rating agencies and all these things, they proved to be so useful to us because they were looking out for us all along, which is why we all had such great warning from so many of them, and they were also well funded to keep their eye on things for us because it's what it was meant to do, right? So it's funny how these people who can see through all these other things, but boy, AI and robots, and they're going to hook our brains up to all this high tech, when, the reality is they haven't proven a darn thing about most of what they tell us. They write sci-fi from a long time ago, you guys, and the truth is they probably do have Tesla technology. Something along the lines of whatever Tesla, was learning, that's probably, if you want to talk Illuminati and the people behind the hidden hand in the world, that's their science. Their science fiction has always had to do with what can we do with Tesla technology. Our science fiction has to do with what do we tell the world as far as the symbols and the path that they're going to think that they're going. And so it's all a deception, and these internet content providers certainly are dupes or they're in on the deception, as I've seen lately with people like Richie from Boston. I mean, all of them, TruthStream Media, they're all pathetic, obvious, because you write to them, over and over. I've been writing to them all for a couple of years now that I've been researching and onto these sites that seem to be the most intelligent presenters of alternative media. And what I'm finding is they all lead in a circle of nonsense because they all have these ultimate goals in which the people are going to turn us all into transhumans or artificial intelligence going to take over like a Logan's Run. It's all this science fiction stuff without ever understanding that just like NASA is all a surface level cover story, so their science fiction is a surface level cover story. Rockets to the moon. Maybe they understood from Tesla you couldn't go to the moon. Maybe they already knew about these Van Allen belts or the electromagnetic reality of the whatever this is. Tesla said it wasn't a planet. Earth was more like a realm. Why look for the edge of it? It doesn't really have an edge. As far as Tesla is quoted as saying. So who knows what that means? Because I think all this flat earth stuff is a lot of truth mixed with deception and fear-mongering. And so we're going to try and get to the bottom of it, and because I think the real truth is this peace that's coming in the Middle East, the World War III that's planned after that, what it's really meant to do, the destruction of populations, the pestilence, how is it really going to come? When's it really going to come? What is this religious angle of the third temple in Jerusalem, the Messiah, the Pope, the Antichrist? All that is such BS. The Pope can't be the Antichrist. That's just to misunderstand what the words even mean, what the description is. It's all misunderstood. So I think with regard to Illuminati, whatever might be the hidden hand is really quite hidden, and it's expressed to the world in its obvious distractions, so that only in seeing the distractions and the misinformation and the subtle deception can we try and put any kind of idea to the reality of it. And I say the reality must be tied in with this larger picture of creating a world under complete control in which no one has, no more force like religion, no more force like nationalism, no more tribes, no more aboriginals, no more shamans. Nobody's got any chance of taking control over their perfect world. And so the Illuminati is when the money was sufficient, the control was at a, there was a possibility of control. And so a group was started to put this into effect. And we know it connects down through time to Masonry. And so we'll explore that also. But for now, I would say Illuminati is not what you think it is. The rock stars and movie stars probably don't know anything about it. All they know is if they flash their Eye of Horus and their pyramids and their different signs and whatever, that they're part of the club that will move forward, just like the reporters know that if they say terrorists, massacre in Orlando, 9/11 was an Islamic terrorist, if they keep repeating the obvious lies and cover-ups, they might go somewhere in their career. If they dare to speak the truth, of course they won't. And so Illuminati, the more you think you know, probably the less you know. So think or swim, guys. Think or swim.